The year 1396 witnessed a confrontation that seared itself into the annals of history, the Battle of Nicopolis. This year is often remembered as the Crusade of Nicopolis, as it was one of the last large-scale crusades of the Middle Ages, together with the Crusade of Varna in 1443 to 1444. On one side of the battlefield arrived a coalition of European crusaders, spearheaded by King Sigismund of Hungary and the intrepid John of Nevers. The Crusader forces were composed of troops from various regions including Hungary, Croatia, Bulgaria, Wallachia, Poland, France, Burgundy, Germany, England, Knights Hospitaller, Iberia, Italy, Bohemia, Serbia, and Byzantium. Around 5,000 knights and squires from France were accompanied by 6,000 archers and foot soldiers, totaling approximately 11,000 men. The Knights Hospitaller of Rhodes played a significant role as standard bearers for Christianity in the Levant. Venice provided naval support, while Hungarian envoys rallied German princes. French heralds spread the call for the crusade in Poland, Bohemia, Navarre, and Spain, resulting in additional volunteers. On the other side, the advancing juggernaut of the Ottoman Empire was led by the strategic genius of Sultan Bayezid, with a force strength of about 60,000 men. The core strength of the Ottoman army was its cavalry, supported by timber-holding warriors and state-salaried soldiers from Anatolia and the Balkans, each under a Beylerbey's command. The Ottoman infantry included lightly armed Azap archers and elite Janissary units. Also, King Stefan's Serbian army fought alongside the Turks, comprising feudal elite warriors and mercenaries. The Ottoman cavalry's feudal units, the Sipahis, were well equipped and directly commanded by the Sultan. Additionally, light cavalry archers from Turkic tribes formed a significant part of the army, adept at terrain navigation. The first to enter the battle was the French cavalry, reinforced by horse archers, heading towards Nicopolis to meet the Turks descending from the hills to the south. The Hospitallers, Germans, and other allies remained with Sigismund. After crushing the defense of untrained crowds of Turkish infantry, the knights, under a hail of arrows, broke through to the positions of well-armed and trained enemy infantry in the center, protected by rows of sharp stakes that ripped open the bellies of the enemy's horses. Having overcome all difficulties, many of the knights dismounted to dismantle the fence of stakes and eventually put the Turkish infantry to flight. The Turks fled to the Sipahis positions, where they could feel relatively safe. Kusi and Zhang de Vienne advised stopping further advances and taking a breather to regroup forces, as well as giving time for the Hungarians and allies to join the attacking French army. However, the younger knights, who did not know the true number of the enemy and naively believed that the main forces of the enemy had just been scattered, insisted on continuing the attack without any delay. Advancing to a plateau atop the slope, they expected to see panicked Turkish soldiers, but were surprised by a sudden attack from fresh Sipahi forces held in reserve by Bayezid. Trumpets blared as the Turkish cavalry, with loud cries, rushed to attack the exhausted knights. The knights were overthrown and fled down the hillside. The rest remained in place, desperately resisting the advancing Turks. Despite being repeatedly wounded, V, despite his advanced age, tried to inspire his compatriots until he was struck dead. While the knights descended the slope, the Sipahis pursuing them surrounded the retreating enemy from the flanks. The Franco-Burgundian troops suffered a complete defeat. Further events appear unclear, although both European and Turkish sources agree that the defeat of the French was followed by the defeat of the Hungarian troops and their allies. Sigismund, leading the united forces, rushed confidently to aid the defeated allies. The Hungarian troops, cutting through the Azap crowds, engaged in a bloody battle. The decisive moments came with the attack of 1,500 Serbian knights under King Stefan Lazarevich. Sigismund's troops were defeated. After some time, the Sigismund's troops were defeated. Sigismund and the Grand Master of Rhodes escaped on a fishing boat to reach Venetian ships on the Danube. His army surrendered, with most knights beheaded by the Turks except for 300, released for a hefty ransom. The Turks strengthened their control in the Balkans, posing a bigger threat to Central Europe. Bulgaria lost independence, becoming an Ottoman province until 1878.